Yo! Friday, June 14th. This is the Victor Wiltz Show. Father's Day this weekend. I was just reading about how little people care about that holiday. I mean, okay, it's important to some people, but it's not as important as most holidays. Just according to stats, I'm not saying it's not important, but, you know, my dad ain't around, so I hadn't thought much about it. My kids live out of town, you know, they're in other states, so I don't know if they'll forget. If they do, I really don't care. I'm a typical dad. I was looking at the stats here. Most dads say they don't want anything for Father's Day. You know, it's one of those dude things, I guess. You know, it harkens back to, I don't know, something about, I'm the dad, I provide, I don't need anything. And actually, I mean, I really don't need anything. The article I was reading was like, what do dads really want? And I got thinking about it, and I would honestly answer, nothing, it's fine, phone call would be good. Kids will be here to hang out in a couple weeks anyway, so there you go, hang out with them. That sounds pretty good to me. I do feel like I have the stuff that I want at this point. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. My kids are very good at picking out gifts somehow, too. Like, I wouldn't be able to figure out what to get me at this point. For my birthday, my daughter and her boyfriend sent me tubes for my guitar amp. They heard me talk about this one time. My amp has been out of commission for years and years. And the tubes for it are very expensive. Like, I didn't even look how much these tubes would have cost. But there's been a reason that I didn't buy them myself years ago. Okay, we need a 6-pack of these. Because there's a 4-pack of them for $230. So we'll say, 6-pack. Gonna cost you, okay, this is the website that they ordered them from too. $345. That's more than a lot of people's guitar amps cost. They bought me straight up $350 in guitar tubes. So now, geez, I have got to get that amp fixed by the time they get here. It's, all buried in the back of my garage because it's heavy. This thing is a monster. It's the coolest amp. It will rip your face right off. It's so crushing. But again, that's why I hadn't fixed it. $350 just for those tubes. And then I think there's like 2 other tubes I still got to get. Probably cost about $400 just to put the tubes in it. $400. Anyway, they nailed it. So I certainly don't need anything for Father's Day. Jeez, I should actually yell at those kids. I didn't realize it was that much money. What's wrong with them? What are they thinking? Shouldn't spend that kind of dough on your dad for just a birthday. That's, okay, well, it was her and her boyfriend. Still, that's more than I spent on her for her birthday. I'm going to have to get him something really good now. Jeez. And he's impossible to buy for. Yeah. Call your dad. I guess that's the best recommendation I have for the upcoming Father's Day. Call your dad. Be like, what up, Dad? You're pretty cool. Unless your dad's not cool. You know, not all dads are great. All right. I was lucky I had a pretty great dad. I hope you do as well. And if you can't figure out what to get him, I guarantee he probably doesn't need anything. He's probably going to be fine with just a phone call and, a hello. Or hang out with him. Maybe he's close by. You go kick it or something. All right, anyway. Oh, those kids. I swear. I feel like I shouldn't get spoiled by my kids. That is an absurd amount of money. Shame. Okay, I shouldn't shame my children for being nice to me. Moving on from my failure to give you any kind of ideas as far as something to get Dad for Father's Day, I found a list of items that are a huge waste of money, but people keep buying them. And I figured we'd look through this and I'd see if I agree that these items are a huge waste of money. Right at the top, baby toys. Okay, now hold on. You need to buy your baby some toys if you have a baby. Now, ridiculously overpriced baby toys, that they're going to outgrow quickly. Maybe that's a huge waste of money. But get your baby some toys. What's wrong with you? I've got a kitten at my house. It's a baby. You know what it likes? Toys. It loves them. And it's a cat. All right? Human babies, they enjoy toys too. Just buy a bunch of cheap ones. All right? It's kind of like with the cat. I have learned over the years that fancy cat toys, nah. Easily entertained by something simple. Paper bag, cardboard box. Now, I do have actual toys for my cats. They're just all pretty much the same. Little crunchy, like they got some kind of foil in them or something, so they make racket. Just little things that you can throw, and they will chase, and they will attack. The end. Now, you want to talk about something for babies that is, in my opinion, a big waste of money. That would be expensive baby clothes. Babies grow fast, really fast. Get the cheapest clothes possible. Your baby is not a fashion accessory. Just get cheap clothes. They're going to outgrow them in like 2 weeks. Total waste of money to just burn cash on expensive baby clothes. Like fancy baby shoes. No. Maybe you need one little fancy set of clothes for pictures. All right? That's it. One set. That's all. And they're going to vomit all over them and other things. Babies make a mess, okay? Those clothes are just going to be saturated with all kinds of filth, okay? Don't waste money on that. What else do we got that is a huge waste of money, but people keep buying it? All right. Cigarettes. Yeah. That is a huge, huge waste of money. Huge waste of money. Bad for your health. It'll kill you. I know that they're very hard to get off of. That's why you should never try them. Never try them. Take that from somebody who used to smoke. Jeez. And when I look back and all the money I spent on those, what a waste. Now they're like $10 a pack? It's crazy. I think there are programs where you can get like patches and gum and things like that. I don't know. To me, just gritting your teeth and stopping. Give yourself a few days. After a few days, it ain't too bad. You just got to keep going. You can do it. You can do it. Totally agree. That's a waste of money. All right, what do we got here? What else is on this list? Overblown weddings. Yeah, I'd say put all of that money toward, stuff that you need or a great vacation. Do the wedding itself cheap. Save the money for other stuff. Weddings can be very expensive. Weddings and funerals. Go cheap on the funeral if you can, too. That's a racket, I'll tell you what. Did I already look at this list recently? No, this is all fresh. I'm having like deja vu. I swear we talked about these things sometime within the last couple weeks. Diamonds? Yeah, you can get one that's lab made. Or just find used jewelry or something. All right. I don't know. Jewelry as a special gift. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on jewelry. If you really like it, then I don't know if I would call it a huge waste of money. Because some people are into that. Everybody's got something they collect. So I don't know. If you really like diamonds, I think ethically it's better to get them if they're from a lab. But aside from that, if you want to blow a bunch of money on gold chains, it's your money. I like to buy electronics and books. Who am I to judge if you aren't into that? Funny, the next item, new electronics on a yearly basis. Now, I would not do that. No. The new phone that you are looking at, if your old phone works fine, I don't see any reason to get a new one. If you have a piece of junk like mine, I hate this phone. I hate it. I have, the other phone that's fine. But this phone is trash. It's a piece of garbage. I can't wait to replace it. It's such a bad phone that even though I've enjoyed this brand for years and years and years of many phones, this one phone ruined the brand for me. And I'm going to switch back to a phone that, I don't know. Maybe I'll try a different brand. Okay, sorry. I thought about my phone. I got mad. All right. What other items are a huge waste of money, but people keep buying them? Anything you buy on sale that you weren't planning to buy in the first place gives you that rush of buying something when you feel like you're getting a good deal. Well, okay. Just because you weren't planning on buying it doesn't mean you don't necessarily need it. Sometimes I will see an item on sale and be like, that's an item I could use. This is a screaming deal. And then I pick it up and I feel fine about it afterward. I don't get a rush out of it. Like, yeah, I got it. Well, I don't know. It's satisfying to get a deal, but just don't buy crap you don't need. But spoil yourself every once in a while. Geez. What if you get hit by a bus today and you could have gotten a little extra joy because you bought yourself an ice cream or something? I don't know. Whatever the item might be. Try to enjoy your day a little bit. Treat yourself now and again. Okay, something I didn't need, a fancy TV. I didn't need it. Didn't need it. You know what? I don't care. I spoiled myself, and I'm glad that I did. All right? Sometimes you got to treat yourself. No shame on that one. I'm glad I did it. It was way overpriced. It was stupid. I shouldn't have spent that kind of money on a TV, but treated myself. Okay, talking about items that are a huge waste of money, but people keep buying. And so far, I've disagreed with quite a few of these. All right, taking a look here. They were talking about items on sale. Somebody mentioned buy more to save more. I recently did a buy more to save more deal, and I'm glad I did. I had to buy a washer and dryer. I had to. I needed it because I have laundry. So I was shopping Memorial Day sales, and the place that I went to, I'm not giving them no free plugs. That's right, no free plugs. They had the more you spend, the more you save kind of deal. Did I need a new oven and microwave? No. Were my oven and microwave pretty old and probably overdue to replace? I would say yes, though they did work. They were perfectly operable. But I could upgrade my kitchen and make it all match and look nice in case at some point I decide I want to sell the house. The old setup, it's not going to impress anybody. That would be a negative on the selling points, the old kitchen setup. So I am happy that I purchased those items that I didn't necessarily need, and I'm glad that I did it at the time I did with a buy more, save more deal. I got to get my microwave set up, though. I tried to put it on my counter yesterday because it's a long story, but anyway, it couldn't be installed over my oven at the time by the installers, or they refused to do it. I was going to put it on my counter because I'm getting sick of not having a microwave, and it won't fit. So back to whipping up dishes in a pan. It's fine. It works. I shouldn't complain. Okay, what other items here are a huge waste of money, but people keep buying them? We already talked about cell phones. Friend bought a new fully stocked car he couldn't afford. Well, yeah, okay. That's a huge waste of money. That's just a bad idea. I don't think that's a huge waste of money that people keep buying, an item that's a huge waste of money, but people keep buying. You just got a friend who's an idiot. Yeah. Talk to your friend before hey, I'm going to go buy myself a sports car. Like, dude, I know you were complaining about not being able to pay the rent. That's okay. I really need this thing. It's going to be awesome. No. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. All right, now we get into the typical thing on Reddit where people are repeating the same answers over and over because people don't know how to see if somebody else has already posted that answer and then just give it an upvote. So you just start seeing the same things over and over and over again. All right, well, we're done with this then. We're done with this list because of the failure. Oh, there you go. What's something that people just keep on doing? Posting the same answers over and over on Reddit without just giving an upvote to the person who put it there first. Use Reddit properly. Shame. Kind of funny. I was taking a look at throwing together a list of guitarists for a coworker, for Jay, our crazy Jay, who works in the building here. Not the crazy Jay you all know, who I hope he's doing well. Haven't heard from him in a bit here. Anyhow, working on a list of guitarists for his son, and I get a message from Stuart on Facebook with a list of the best guitarists of the last 20 years. Is that right here? Hang on. Let me bring it back up. I thought I had the post there. Yes, the list of the best guitarists of the last 2 decades, according to, I guess, people who shop at UK guitar retailer Guitar. I don't know about this list, everybody. I really don't know. The article was sent out because coming in at number 8 was Taylor Swift. Now, I do believe she plays guitar. But have I ever heard a Taylor Swift guitar solo? I wonder, let's see if we can find one. Taylor Swift guitar solo. I'm sure it's going to be a video of her just playing guitar solo. Okay, Red guitar solo from Red Tour opening night. Okay, let's check out this ripping Taylor Swift solo. Hold on. Now that's not her playing the solo. Okay, maybe she's dual soloing. Okay, hold on. No, she's just strumming. That's the guitarist next to her. Okay, all right. Come on. I want to see Taylor Swift ripping a solo. Okay, best guitar moments 2006 to 2020. Okay, she's strumming. Let's keep going here. Strumming. I mean, she can play an acoustic guitar. I'm not saying she can't. All right, strumming. Be okay. All right, listen. This is why you can't buy into polls. I mean, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I think I might personally play guitar better than Taylor Swift. Whoa, bro. Bold statement. Now, that doesn't mean I think I could write better songs. Clearly. One of us, a very successful musician. The other, not. Not at all. But you want to talk? I'll show her some riffs. Come on. Now, she's not the only, weird one on the list here. Okay. The list does have some other strange responses as far as I'm concerned. Like, okay, Tom DeLonge of Blink-182. Now, writes fine songs. Greatest guitarist of the last 2 decades? Okay, Keith Urban. Now, I don't know a lot about Keith Urban. He's a country guy, pop country. Keith Urban, guitar solo. Let's see what we got here. All right, that looks like he's playing a solo. Let's see what he's got. Let's check out Keith here, ripping it. How about this one? Electrifying guitar solo. They're kind of long. Hey. Even just doing that. Keith Urban is definitely a better guitar player than Taylor Swift. Yeah, Keith Urban can rip. All right. Fair. I don't know if I'd put him on the list of the greatest guitarists of the last 2 decades, but Keith Urban can rip a solo. All right, that's cool. What else do we got here that I was going, I don't know. Brad Paisley, another country guy. Let's find a Brad Paisley guitar solo. Check it out. All right. Brad Paisley, Time Warp. Is that that song from the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Okay, here's a Brad Paisley guitar solo. Let's check this.
Can I get a yeehaw out of you people?
Oh, yeah, he can rip. All right, fair. Brad Paisley, better guitar player than Taylor Swift. Maybe she can rip out some awesome solos. I just haven't seen it. You know, we've got Ed Sheeran on the list. I do believe I've seen him play some pretty decent riffs. Let's see if there's an Ed Sheeran guitar solo, though. Again, a lot of people who can write great songs, they're making good money. I'm not judging them. All right, I'm not judging their music, even if, I do think Taylor Swift's pop music is what I would refer to as mid. All right. I don't see an Ed. Okay, perfect. So that's a guitar cover. You know, I might have to dig kind of deep to find Ed Sheeran ripping a solo. Jade saw him live and said he pulled off some pretty impressive stuff. So, again, my list, I start throwing together the best guitarist of the last 20 years. It's going to be like guitar nerd prog stuff. So that's where my brain goes. I got to realize most people don't even know about that stuff. So we'll keep it fair. All right. Already 7 o'clock. Holy crap. I suppose I should start this next hour, huh? I guess it's the day of the list. On this show, I'm looking at jobs that people say would be their dream job if they didn't have to worry about the salary. If salary wasn't a consideration, what's the most attractive profession? I mean, I'm sitting in a pretty good one myself. You know, I wish I made that Howard Stern money. That would be great. But I've got a pretty fun job, ultimately, because I like computers, and I sit at a computer all day. I do nerdy stuff, and I like yapping. I like listening to music. So even when I'm off air, I'm listening to music, working on nerdy stuff, and then I just get to jabber on in the morning and make podcast material and blah, 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 and create content, and I get paid to do it. Again, Howard Stern makes all the money in the biz, but I'm able to pay my utility bill and things like that. So I'm happy. The bank account ain't growing, but I get by, which ain't too bad as a dude my age with 2 cats living in my house. All right. The number one response from people online was a forester or ranger. And it made me wonder, what exactly does a forest ranger do? I mean, I know you're like out in the woods. You're just kind of keeping an eye on things. Is it like a cop in the woods, pretty much? You know, talking to people, be like, hey, check it out. Here's some good trails. I don't know exactly. Let's see. What are the duties and responsibilities of a forest ranger? Provide safety services for the visitors of the park, if you're in a national park or national forest. Patrol duties, trail maintenance, fire prevention, insect control. Yeah, I don't think that's the job for me. You know, I don't want to deal with bugs. Not a big fan of bugs. What else do people think would be? Okay, if I had to go any job, most attractive profession to me, if I could just make a living doing whatever, you might think being in a band. There's that touring end of things. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it anymore. I start to get, uncomfortable being on vacation for too long. Living in a bus, bunch of other smelly dudes. No, I don't think I could do it. I think that my ideal profession would be pretty much what I do here, but I would do it with no bosses at home. So I could sleep in, do the same kind of thing, just, make a show from my house on my own hours with no rules, and I only have to answer to myself. I think that would be the ultimate for me. That would be great. But I'm pretty much doing that right now. So I'm sitting pretty good. All right, let's see here. I don't think this is a real job that these people are saying would be their ideal profession. Quality tester for a hammock manufacturer? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, they are saying if salary wasn't a consideration. But is that a real job? I don't think you can just throw random things out there that aren't real jobs. And this is the type of answer Peaches would hate. Because he gets very mad when people post, like yesterday, for example, somebody posted, what's a song that makes you, it's like torture to your ears? And people were saying any song by blank. Peaches wants you to only say one song. So this question, if salary wasn't a consideration, what's the most attractive profession? If you say unemployed, that doesn't count because unemployed's not a job. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. All right, freelance musician, just play music all the time. Okay, if I could leave out requirements for touring, I would lump musician in with that creating content from home kind of thing. Create music at home, not be required to go live in a van. All right. Because creating music is very satisfying. I do enjoy that, and I need to do more of it. I've got so many songs that I haven't recorded. It's kind of a shame. Some really good songs that I've never just recorded them and had them out there. I got to get that done. Steve Irwin's job. Nope. And you saw what happened to Steve Irwin. Ain't enough money in the world for me to get stung by a stingray. All right. Rip to Steve Irwin. T-shirt cannon guy. I don't think people get paid to be the t-shirt cannon guy. I don't think it's a job. I think that's just, one of many duties of like the roadie or something. Animal sanctuary or rescue. There's a lot of poo involved with that. I think you'd be cleaning up a lot of dookie. I like animals, but I'm at maximum right now, and the two of them are driving me up the wall. I like them both a lot, my two cats, but boy, did I go from a peaceful existence to a lot of drama in my house in the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. Nice, peaceful old man Koopa is the most angry, grumpy old turd I've ever seen. He was grumbling and hissing at me this morning. Okay. My dream job is no job. That's not a job! I agree with Peaches on that one. All right, anyway. I think I got my answer out there. I'm sitting pretty good. Grateful for it every day. We'll be back with more. Would be great to hear we do technically have a new track from I Prevail. I don't know if they did all the instrumentation on that song with Hailstorm, because it's considered a Hailstorm / I Prevail song. I guess as a responsible radio host, I would have looked into exactly how that song broke down, who did what, because that's two bands and it sounds like one. But I did not do that. I did zero research. I could have talked to a friend at the label, be like, why don't you explain this to me? Who's doing what? Come on, man. It's a cool song. It's in rotation. You'll be hearing it. I've played it on the show before if you haven't heard it yet. It's called Can You See Me in the Dark? And I actually really like it. I think it's got some good melodies to it. So recommend checking it out if you haven't heard it on air, or just listen to K-Bear 24/7. You'll be able to hear that song many, many times moving forward. If you haven't picked up the K-Bear 101 app, what are you doing? Maybe you're listening to the on-demand version of this show going, what are you talking about? What is K-Bear? I had somebody from I believe, Ecuador, listened to the podcast version of the show the other day. How did they find it? I don't know, but I thought that was pretty cool. I recommend if they're looking for some good tunes, they download the app so they can listen to a little bit of K-Bear. Yeah. Doing our best to crush and destroy all other rock stations out there. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Hey, I mentioned this earlier. Want to remind you yet again, Father's Day coming up this weekend. Do something nice for your dad. Even if it's just call him up. That's probably all he wants. A nice phone call or maybe to kick it, depending on how it works out for you. My kids are far away. Hopefully I'll chat with them on the phone. That's all I need. I mentioned earlier, kids have been spoiling me. Got me these guitar tubes for my birthday. I didn't look up how much that may have cost till this morning live on the show, and it was ridiculous. I could not believe they spent that kind of dough. So my new goal is to fix the amp. I needed 2 other little tubes, so I ordered those. Ordered the other 2 little preamp tubes I need. I will have a fresh set of tubes, and boy, my neighbors better beware. I mean, the sheer amount of money just to get tubes for this guitar head. Well, it's actually a bass head. That's how I crush. I run my guitar rig through a 300-watt bass tube amp, and it will rip your face right off. I'm so excited to get it up and going again. I'll have all the tubes I need by tomorrow. Got to dig it out of the garage. It weighs a ton. We'll see how strong I am nowadays. Usually I had a friend help me carry just the head. I'm not talking about the speaker cab, the 8x10 speaker cab. No, the head itself, it's ridiculous. It's gigantic. Got to clean it up. It's a little bit dusty. Clean it up and then get ready to rock. Anyway, if you've never played through a really crushing amp, I recommend it. Everybody got a little practice amp who plays guitar, right? Yeah, get yourself something with 300 watts of tube power and turn it up to 1. And then just stand in front of it and let your ears get ready to bleed. Yeah. You know how I've always got a ringing in my ears? I'm sure that amp's part of the reason. Very excited to get that up and going again. All right. Anyway, just wanted to get the Father's Day reminder out there and give thanks to my children for motivating me to get the guitar amp up and running again. If I didn't have such wonderful kids, I would not be doing that because the tubes are just too expensive. I can't justify spending that kind of dough. Trying to replace things around my house, I put myself in quite the hole. I got to catch up. Got to catch up on things. Gonna need to get myself a part-time job going on. Anybody knows anybody who needs their lawn mowed or something, you let me know. Freak news, powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change. Aight, here we go. Let's start with 2 runs out in full force. All right, usually I'm shaming an adult for being an idiot and getting too close to a bison or an elk or something. But if you're going to allow your kids to potentially be killed by a bison, I was going to say, what can I do worse than, extra shame? Jeez. Yeah. This kid, I'm looking at a video here, and you got this kid right next to a bison. I don't see a parent in sight. Kid's taking a picture. He's got to be 10 feet away, 12 feet away from, full-size bison. Holy cow. First time I took my kids to Yellowstone, walked them into the Old Faithful Visitor Center. We sat down in the little movie theater there, and I made sure they watched the video where a bison chucked a small child through the air. They were horrified, but I tell you what, they didn't go anywhere near bison. That's right. I hope they still show that video. They should show it like at the gate of the park. They should just have a big billboard at every entrance to the park showing bison attacking people. What? Come on, use our tax dollars for a little bit of good. National Park Service, let's, do we need to help them out with some funding for the just looping video billboard that shows bison and elk mowing people down. I don't know what we need to do at this point. I don't like seeing people get hurt. It gives me content for the show year after year because I've been doing this morning show 10 years, been doing the morning show, and I did afternoons and such many years before that. I mean, this is really beating the dead horse here. But I can rely on it until we get the billboard. So, yikes, keep your children away from wild animals. Holy crap. All right, head to well, it doesn't say which coffee shop, but it was in Seattle. A guy was going through a drive-thru to get himself some coffee and got very upset at the cost, apparently. This man had apparently never been to a coffee shop because coffee's expensive if you go buy it from, a drive-through coffee place. No matter where you go, it's expensive. Well, apparently it must have been really expensive because he tried to throw it back at the person at the drive-through window while screaming. Well, the barista was quick. Slammed the window shut. The coffee did not hit the barista. And then she grabbed a hammer and just smashed it right through his windshield. Bam. Now, who got in trouble here? Because I think that both of them overreacted. Now, hot coffee coming at your face, that could do some pretty considerable damage to you. Maybe you do need to defend yourself with a hammer. I don't know. But there's video, and it's great. It's so good. Just bam, just smash the windshield. Now, does also seem like a good way to get irate customer to suddenly leap through the window and physically attack you. So I don't recommend that if you're dealing with an irate customer in your drive-thru that you smash their windshield with a hammer, even if it makes for a good news story for the radio show. Now, I don't want to see anybody hurt again. I mean, I say I don't want to see anybody hurt, but this guy made me so mad. This is just a quick one here. I want to talk about being respectful to people, okay? There was a cancer patient who, and this isn't the first time I've seen a story like this. She was getting her oil changed, and she was wearing a mask. And some guy walks up and just starts coughing in her face, screaming at her, and saying he's going to call the cops on her because it's illegal to wear a mask in public. Now, listen, I know there are people who are bothered by masks because of the insane world we live in and what's happened in politics, and that wearing a mask on your face has become a political issue. You don't know what somebody's going through. So if you are against masks, please reserve judgment, because you don't know what that person might be going through. They could be dealing with cancer treatment and have a, compromised immune system. This infuriates me as someone who has lost family members to cancer, has watched what they go through, and has seen them do everything they can to protect themselves. Pete, what do you, they shouldn't be out. They shouldn't be outside. Yeah. If you're sick, you shouldn't be out. Sometimes you got to get out. Okay. They could be in a doctor's office. They could be, you need to deal with your vehicle. You need to get gas to be able to get where you're going. You need food. You need groceries. Okay. Be respectful of people. All right. I'll move on from that because for whatever reason, it's a sensitive topic to some people, but geez, I wish people could be respectful to one another. It's just crazy. No consideration sometimes for what people might be going through. Oh, it makes me so mad. Okay, what do we have that's fun? Do we have anything? I didn't intend to end with that. Well, I guess if you're a crocodile, don't terrorize towns in Australia. These residents that were being terrorized by a crocodile, well, they got rid of it. But they took it to the next level because they had a community barbecue. I mean, come on. Yes, crocodile was prepared for a feast in the traditional manner, according to the article here. What is... I guess I don't know what the traditional manner of preparing crocodile is. Oh, I guess they go on to say soup, barbecue, and also pieces wrapped up in banana leaves and cooked underground. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of critters that are terrorizing Australia. So, is this just what they do and I haven't found this in the news prior to today? You know, those giant spiders, the snakes that come out of the toilets, all of that stuff. Is this just what they do in Australia? Australia, off the hook. It's a very bizarre land. All right, there's your freak news. Powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change, and we shall return in moments from now. Joined by Peaches. What up, Peaches?
Nothing much. Happy Friday.
I am very happy that it's Friday. I need some weekend action for sure. Actually, a weekend with no action. Couch action.
Taking a day off on Wednesday. I thought yesterday was Monday.
Oh, yeah. This week's been all out of whack for me. Taking Monday off, it screwed everything up. And it made it, just a little bit extra stressful to try to knock everything down, which... yeah, led to me, just having a couple full panic days where I'm like just pounding down tasks. Mm-hmm. And I'm feeling okay today about it till I look at my list of to-dos after the morning show. So what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing. I do like making fun of bumper stickers, like some stupid looking ones, very political ones. I really hate those. But this one I saw was Hello Kitty with an AK. Okay. On the way here on Sunnyside.
And that's all.
That's all.
All right. That's very Idaho.
Yeah.
That's very Idaho for sure.
What's the point of this?
Yeah. I used to put wacky stickers on all my vehicles, come to think of it. And I don't know why, but I've not put a single one on my truck. I should find something really stupid to put in the back window.
Put that AI image you have for your show that you couldn't use.
Yeah.
And print that out.
Yeah.
Does it have the logo on it?
It doesn't have the logo.
Oh, you're fine.
I mean, and it would be fine with the logo, unless I got, multiple. Canned. It would be very frustrating to get canned and have this awesome piece of art with the big K-Bear logo on it.
The Victor Welch Show.
Just scratch that part out. Now, I should share that piece of art on social that I made the other day.
I can't share mine. Mine's too hardcore for most audiences.
Yeah, yours was a little bit, I liked it. I thought it was cool. It was a little bit gruesome. But mine was fine. I think they just want to keep a certain aesthetic going on. Mm-hmm. But I am going to try to convince somebody, or else I'll just change the wording of it, and I'll just slap the Victor Wilt logo on it, and then use it to make my own T-shirts. Because I bet people would buy that as a T-shirt.
100%.
I'll share it on social today because I think it's fine for me to share on social. Here's AI art I made. If I get yelled at for that by Jade, we'll fight! We'll fight, Jade!
You better. I want to see that.
The AI art, I punched in a bunch of different things into a prompt like cats, guitars, cheeseburgers, liquid cheese, skulls, books, kittens. I think that was most of it. Oh, horror.
I put giant peach monster eating people.
Yeah, and that's what you got.
And I made sure to make it extra gruesome.
And I got this crazy image of this, it's almost like a zombie-looking cat holding a guitar that's got liquid cheese dripping down from it, and it's holding a cheeseburger, and there's all these kittens all over the place and skulls and stuff. It's really awesome, and I think it would make an amazing T-shirt.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it says, The Victor Wilt Show. The AI image originally said cheeseburgers, but I used Adobe AI to take the words out, and then I put my own words in, The Victor Wilt Show, and it turned out top-notch. I know people hate AI art, but sometimes you get a glorious piece of art like that.
Don't you love those wars online when people accuse artists of using AI?
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen bands use AI for cover art and things like that. I mean, I don't really know where I stand on it because I'm a crappy artist. So to me, it's like, oh, this is great. Look at this art I made.
Look at the new Wind Waker. Is
it
very
AI art? Let's have a look here.
I think the band claimed it's not, but if you look at it, it's...
I mean, to me, I still think that if you're a real artist, you're
Gonna amp up your skills.
well,
to compete against
there's
AI.
going to be demand for your art because it's real. I think that this could potentially even help artists in some way. It might make their art more valuable.
Because
I don't know. I mean, it is going to have an impact because a lot of places are just going to start resorting to using AI art.
Well, you know those people that are like, I buy local. Like, it's going to be like those where it's I buy from a real artist, going back to that thing against the real artist or the real winter.
Well, and that's like with music, I think it's going to up the game. The original real music's going to get better because AI music, even though I think we're going to start hearing really amazing, like really good AI music, there's going to be something to be said for real music, and people are going to be able to come up with original new things that, AI has not. So I'm not too frightened about it ruining art. So now Wind Waker is a Zelda game, so that's all the art I'm getting here. Wind Waker band art.
Wind Waker, most recent album. Let me look up what it's called.
Yeah,
I think it's just an EP.
Because all I'm getting is Legend of Zelda art here, even when I search for album. Or is it called Hyper Violence with Two Robots?
No, it's called Get Out.
Wind Waker, Get Out. Let's see if that looks like...
No?
I'm still getting Legend of Zelda art, so I don't know. We'll have to dig it up and check it out, but I'm going to go...
There is a plugin you can put in on your computer that if you type, it's like a Nicolas Cage thing, and you can type in how many times he pops up no matter what site you go to, and it'll drive your friends nuts. So we should definitely do that to the classy computer and see what Josh says.
All right. We'll have to give that a whirl. And yeah, everybody, I'm going to go post my AI art. I bet I'll get backlash online from some people because they'll be like, AI art. I'll have to hashtag it AI and see if I get attacked by randos on the internet.
See, everybody from the basketball world is going like, man, Allen Iverson's really stepping his game up. He's doing amazing things out here, making music, drawing.
Oh, is he doing a bunch of AI stuff?
You get it? Allen Iverson, AI.
Over my head.
That was his nickname.
Right over my head. Summer is near. Here's how to get started on an outdoor exercise routine. Doesn't that sound great? Have you been outside recently? It's hot as crap out there, all right? Here's how you get started on an outdoor exercise routine right now. Get in your car and you drive somewhere where it's a lot cooler. Then you go for a walk. It's a good start on an outdoor exercise routine. That get in the vehicle and drive somewhere cooler. Ugh. I waited till 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock last night to deal with mowing my lawn, and it was still hot as crap outside. It was not pleasant, but I got the job done for the most part. It was, kind of not the best job. I certainly could have busted out the weed eater and made it look really nice, but was I going to do that at that point? No, absolutely not. So if you come across an article that says summer is near, here's how to get started on an outdoor exercise routine, you don't need to read it, okay? I just saved you a bunch of time. Drive somewhere else. That's how you get started. Speaking of it being hot as crap outside, I guess we could talk about the end of El Nino and the beginning of La Nina. That's right. It's going down. All right, what's the summer temperature outlook looking like for, we could talk about the entire country. This is a global show here. I mean, I've only got a U.S. map up in front of me, so for those of you listening elsewhere, I'm sorry that I didn't prepare. I appreciate our folks listening in Germany and everywhere. I'm sorry. But I can tell you about the U.S. Looking like in pretty much all areas of the U.S., high probability of it being warmer than usual, which I'm looking at that Phoenix area where my daughter lives. It's probably going to be pretty miserable down there this summer. I mean, last year, wasn't it record-breaking in some areas of the country? All right, well, Idaho's supposed to be hotter. The only area where it's supposed to be about normal is North and South Dakota and maybe Minnesota. That's about it. Everywhere else, warmer. Boo. Okay, what I don't care about that, though. I am a much bigger fan of dealing with the hot outside than dealing with winter. Now, what does La Nina do as far as winter goes? Because last winter, I think, was a little bit better than usual. It was a little bit tamer, other than when we had that terrible snowstorm, like beginning of March, that was like back-breaking, heavy, thick snow. It was awful. Let's see. Lasting impact. Well, I don't know. This article doesn't seem to get into what's going to. Does this mean we're going to have more moisture? No! 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 I hope not. More moisture, I don't like that. I don't like snow. The cold is worse, I guess. But the problem is, if it could snow and then it melted, that'd be one thing. But this place gets to be so depressing and miserable during the winter months. It dumps snow and then it doesn't go away. It might lightly melt. It turns to this gray-black, just chiseled ice mess that, you're driving around and it's like, as you're driving down the road, everything looks gross, and there's no color anywhere because nobody paints any colors except for brown or white. And this place, it just brutalizes you. Everybody talk about, the Pacific Northwest, all that rain. Listen, we're overcast here for like 5 months. There's no sun. And even if there is sun, it's so miserable cold out. You don't want to go out there. Okay, sorry. Is there any good news from this? I guess when you're talking 2024 and you look at news relating to climate, it's never going to be good news. It's always bad. So why did I even look at this? Why should I care? Just bring it on. Bring on the weather that's gonna suck. I mean, it's Idaho. Right now we're in the good time of year. We have about 6 months of terrible and 6 months of pretty good. Don't give me that. I like living in an area where we get all 4 seasons. That is not here. You are fooling yourself if you believe that nonsense. Just because the leaves eventually fall off the tree. You know why they fall off the tree here? Because we get hit by a snowstorm and it brutalizes them off of the trees. And then you're trying to deal with getting the leaves cleaned up when there's snow outside, which is why I still have leaves in my yard from the last 2 years. I just quickly tried to get them to the side of the fence before everything got buried in snow. I don't know how people get their leaves out of here. We have leaf collection every year. And by the time I don't think they come to my street because everything's covered in snow by then. There's no leaf collection. The leaves are still on the trees when we get snow. Okay, anyway, I got my climate complaining out of the way. I'm glad that everybody's working together to try to help the planet, all right? Just got to throw that out there. It's good we're working together as a team, and, things are going to get better as time goes on. So that's good. This show, a production of Riverbend Media Group. If you want to reach out to the show or get more info, hit up the website, again, riverbendmediagroup.com.